Good evening, everyone. This is your caster and analyst, Sensei, bringing you the e-cast of this live's game between Protagonist and Antagonist, the team from DIGOS and KIDAPAWAN, respectively. And we are on a best-of-3 match, and we are on game 1. So again, the Radiant here is Team KIDAPAWAN, the antagonists, and we have Beastmaster, Treant, Protector, Spectre, and still waiting for the 4th pick. And as for the protagonist, the DIGOS team, for the Dire, we have Sand King, Crystal Maiden, and Omni Knight. And also we have the bans here. We have the Silencer, Invoker, Warlock, Morphling, and Viper, and also Outworld, Underlord, and we have Nega Siren, we have Clockwork, we have Skyrath Mage, and we also have Necrophos. So as a 4th pick for the Radiant team, we have Tusk, and we'll be waiting for the 4th hero of the Dire team. What I can see here is a late game setup for the Spectre, as well as Strength Protector, good well made setup there, the Roots, as well as Beastmaster, another initiator. And we also have the Tusk that could go well in the mid game, roaming and just catching, hunting heroes here and there. And as for the Dire, we have a much more mid-game centric, or if there's such a thing or a term there. We have Crystal Maiden for that damage output, but then also as a support, Sand King for the setter, or maybe that second wave ultimate, as well as Omni Knight for a much more resilient team during clashes. And both teams are seemingly or having good picks now. Queen of Pain, they're going for the burst damage type or theme for this hero setup for the Dire. Queen of Pain, Crystal Maiden, yeah, Sand King, they all have that potential for burst damage, as well as Omni Knight for that sustained damage afterwards, while the Radiant team has a much more prolonged but gradual damage, well, except for the Tusk. Beastmaster, of course, there will be logistics, as well as Strength Protector, especially with the ice in the forest. That could be very difficult for the Dire to go around and jungle up. And as for the 6th ban, we have Faceless Void and Tinker. We'll be waiting now for the team from DIGOS, the Dire, to have the 5th man, and then we are going for the last, or the final pick for the Radiant there. It's gonna be most probably a mid laner or another hitter there. As for the Dire,
5 seconds
we'll be waiting for a little bit more tanky hero. I don't know, most probably it should be. And we are on reserve time. So again, for those of you who just tuned in, this is your caster and analyst, Sensei, and this is game 1 of the best of 3 series, or matchup between Team Antagonist from KIDAPAWAN. They are the Radiant, and Protagonist, or DIGOS, here for the Dire. Excuse me. Just a bit of lore here. There was an article or a video that I was able to watch a while ago that Spectre might be the future form of the Phantom Assassin. You could check that out, or maybe search it up. It's a good lore to think about. Oh, there we go. We have Slark for the 5th pick, and also as Bloodseeker. Most probably Bloodseeker will be the middle, Spectre will be the middle, rather safe lane, and we have Mad as Beastmaster, QQ as Treant, Zoku as Spectre, Core as Tusk, EM as Bloodseeker, Zai as Sand King, Kian as Crystal Maiden, Zaddy as Omni Knight, Rage as Queen of Pain, and Kuzu as Lark. So this is game 1 of the best of 3 series between Ncgc DIGOS and Ncgc KIDAPAWAN. So protagonist DIGOS, it's the Dire, and antagonist KIDAPAWAN as the Radiant. So here we go, game 1 in 3, 2, 1, let's get it on.
Prepare for battle.
So both teams on the move, with the Dire with rather a clear laning idea here. QOP for the middle. There is Sand King and Omni Knight for the off lane. Crystal Maiden will be babysitting Slark on top. And we have a couple of shoutouts here. Spectre will be going for the safe lane on the Radiant side. Tusk scouting.
Normally.
We have a little bit more aggression
30 seconds
from
to
the
battle.
Dire here with an offensive or aggressive warding. Checking out the rune here for the Radiant, or defensive warding for the Radiant. Being compromised. Sand King waiting for the Radiant to just come and get the runes, and we'll be seeing if there will be a kill or just an aggression and a few hits. Beastmaster on the move, taunting Slark and Crystal Maiden, going for the rune, and we'll be checking if the rune will be stolen or will Beastmaster die in the process. Couple of hits, Frostbite gets Beastmaster.
This'll come in handy.
He will be unsuccessful with a steal, but not without Zai stealing the rune from the Radiant. And we are now on the laning phase of this game. Sentry Ward dropped by Crystal Maiden. Trent Protector does not know it yet, and the Dire team is pretending not to see Protector, but being seen by the creep. QQ now knows that he is discovered there. Tusk with the ice shards, not being able to connect and trap any of the heroes from the Dire team, and they'll be aggroing. And there's a pause by the QOP. Apparently some technical difficulties with the speed of the connection is giving them a hard time, and they'll be checking it out and fixing it. QQ not being able to do anything there. He backs away from the sentry, but there's a trap. There's the root of Crystal Maiden. Free it by QQ. Beastmaster for the chase. Lark misses its mark. Beastmaster hoping to get a kill, and the axes find its mark. Blood has been spilled on this map. First kill and another kill on the bottom lane. There's a chase out. Spectre gets away from it. Sand King almost dead. There's Crystal Maiden back from dying a while ago. QQ waiting for the best time to strike again. Crystal Maiden still not being able to know that QQ is there. There's a hit. Root. Crystal Maiden running towards the enemy, hitting QQ. There's a Frostbite. Slark double teams Protector. Protector runs away but goes back. Beastmaster chasing down the Crystal Maiden, but yeah, he got frostbitten there. Beastmaster taunting Slark to jump and catch him, but nope, Crystal Maiden will be standing by. However, on the bottom lane, we are seeing a couple of aggressions here from Omni Knight being ever so aggressive, hoping someone would take the bait and just be damaged by the heal. Tusk waiting for the best time for a shard or a snowball. And a couple of denies there. There's the signal. QQ signaling to get Crystal Maiden. Beastmaster goes back and there will be no backup, so they will have to wait. So there's QQ ready to pounce on Crystal Maiden. Crystal Maiden gets hit. There's the axe. There's a frostbite. There's Slark for the hit. Crystal Maiden about to die, but Trent Protector gets the sharp end of that hit by Slark. Beastmaster now goes down in retreat, goes back up with refreshed HP. Slark will be running away. And there's again another kill there on the bottom lane. Spectre getting the best of the Scorpion. Snowball, Shard. Omni Knight is trapped and he will have to pray to the gods to be able to survive this one. There's a chase down by Tusk and the Spectre with the Spectral Dagger Trail. Omni Knight heals himself. Spectre ganging up on the Omni Knight. Tusk will be waiting for another snowball and it hits the target. Omni Knight goes down for the count. Quick stun by Sand King, stopping Spectre from farming. And now it is 4-3 on the 4th minute mark. Omni Knight rushes to the battle, goes to Spectre, quick hits, knowing he has a heal there to further damage anyone who would be nearby. And while on the top lane, QQ is waiting for another pounce. Unfortunately, there are no more trees here for the gank or the juke spots, as Beastmaster cleared it out a while ago with the whirling axis or the thrown axis there. It's almost 5-minute mark and signals have been set up. There's going to be some blocking there. Sand King will get the Radiance rune while Tusk will be exchanging that. As for QQ, he will be getting both runes from the left side of this map. There's the heal on Spectre, hurting him a little bit. Spectre running away, but then there's a stun. There's still no heal, and there's the chase out. Spectre being hunted by Sand King and Omni Knight, but then Spectre juking it out. There's the heal by Omni Knight killing Spectre. There's a stun for an escape. And there's the dust to prevent Beastmaster from giving a chase. There's going to be a signal for a gank here. There is the two-man gank by Tusk and Bloodseeker. Crystal Maiden trying to regain the honor from the mid lane, but Bloodseeker is able to get out there. Rupture, Snowball, and Shards will bring down the mid lane or the QOP from the Dire team.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Tusk will be going and roaming the bottom lane for a quick gank. We'll be waiting for a successful or a failed one. Tusk scouting the area, targeting, signaling the Omni Knight. Omni Knight not knowing what's gonna happen next. Everyone's invisible. There's a snowball, there's the root, and there's a spectral dagger. The shard traps the Omni Knight for a 3-1 gank, and Omni Knight will meet his maker. And on the mid lane, there's a stun, a counter attack on the Bloodseeker, and Bloodseeker will bleed a lot of blood this time. He goes down. The shard, the heal, and the 3-man gank on the 2-man, but then there's a stun, there's a death happening. And there is Sand King providing the last hit on the Tusk. Trent Protector healing the Spectre now. And the 2-man team from the bottom lane will be defending their turf. QOP already level 6. And there's a clash on the top lane. It's a one-on-one against the Beastmaster and the Beast. There's a pound. Slark gets hit, but then Beastmaster will be killed in the process. Slark with a Shadow Dance, or CM is rooted by QQ. There's a Spectral Dagger on CM. CM is trapped. There is the Snowball, but then the Repel will be preventing any magic to be cast. There's a Frostbite again on Spectre. Omni Knight providing cover for the escaping CM. Bloodseeker sensing blood. However, it is too deep into enemy territory and he will just have to use the speed to hunt down Queen of Pain or some creeps there. Rupture is already online and KOP is battling it out in the mid lane. We'll be waiting for some good old-fashioned ganks. But until then, it's going to be a 3-man push down the bottom lane as the Dire makes a hasty charge on the bottom lane against the defenders from the Radiant. Sand King flanking, but then going back on the lane. Omni Knight providing the defensive cover. It's a 3-3 slugfest. Spectre providing the cover. QQ. There's a 4th man. There is another. There is a Guardian protecting everyone else there, and it's going to be a slugfest. There is QOP with a scream, and there is the spam of damages. The 4-man team from the Dire brings down the 4-man team from the Radiant.
Normally.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Worthy tribute.
I'll take your
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Bottom is missing.
Early aggression a while ago from the Radiant cost them 4 lives as the Dire team just pushed on with QOP on the middle of the fray with a burst damage that brings 3 heroes on the brink of death with a finish off by the others. So we have an 8-11 in favor of the Dire, and it's the 10th minute mark, or almost 11th minute mark. And there's a signal by CM. QQ meeting the CM, and he is frostbitten there. Early heal damages the Spectre. Spectre does not mind much. There is the shards that prevents Omni Knight from escaping a while ago, but was able to escape finally. A couple of signals here. CM providing aggressive warding and a possible 2-on-2 gank here against any of the heroes from the bottom lane. Tusk sees CM,
Radiant's
runs
top
away,
tower is
frostbitten.
under attack.
There's the ultimate, and there is the toss, and there a quick getaway, but then Spectral Dagger hits CM, and CM is able to get out of the damaged area. Queen of Pain hunts down Tusk. Tusk running away just activates the shrine but does not make it in time, and QOP will be out for a small kill. Omni Knight providing great defensive play here, just holding the lane, and an aggressive
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
push again by the Dire team. Right now, 4-man push. And we'll be seeing again another clash here. Will it be for their side or will it be a failed one this time around? Only a single one to protect there. It's Strength Protector. The others are still far out. They will be pushing the bottom lane and they will be taking down the first tower. They will be trying to take down this tower. Signal has been set by QQ. Strength Protector signaling for the others. But I guess they will be giving this one up, but not without a glyph of fortification. And now there is a two-man gank here on the middle, and Bloodseeker again bleeds blood. It's quite ironic here that Bloodseeker is tasting his own blood, being ganked by a couple. There's the Primal Roar. CM runs away, leaving Omni Knight, but then Omni Knight goes down for the count, bashed by a couple of those heroes from the Radiant team. It's now 9-13 in favor of the Dire anyway, but not without the net worth just hovering above 4,000. It's a 1-on-3 foolish attack there by Sand King. Encircled by 3 heroes. There's a spam by Crystal Maiden. Ultimate not having so much effect on the 3 heroes. And Crystal Maiden will be getting it. She will be getting it and she will be dying, but not without the protection. The Omni Knight. QOP and Omni Knight providing cover for CM. There's a final ditch effort for damage. The snowball hits QOP. There's the uppercut, but then the heal from Omni Knight sends the sinful to the underworld. Bloodseeker is still having not much any of those items, and it's already the 14th minute mark. And right now, Bloodseeker is still quite underfarmed. There is Slark hunting down Beastmaster, pouncing on him. Beastmaster being able to get hit, and Beastmaster will be running juke spots everywhere, and he will be escaping. Not with Strength Protector providing the rear.
Worthy tribute.
And Slark will be just backing down.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
The
attack.
Dire team continuing now with their assault on the first tier tower of the bottom lane, and it seems to me that the glyph is still down and they might be able to get this tower, but not without being healed by Treant Protector.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
A 3-2 man gank will happen here with Spectre in their sights. There's a stun. There is the ultimate.
Radiant's bottom
CM being able to see Treant Protector there, and he is exposed. 3-man gank against the Treant Protector, and Treant Protector will try to survive that one, but to no avail. However, on the mid lane, QOP gets the uppercut from the Tusk, and there's the snowball, and the 3-man gank team just wipes out a couple of the Dire from the face of this earth. Slark continues the prowl as he hunts down probable picks here. Chooses Spectre. Spectre not backing down from the fight, knowing that there's Tusk, Stark, there's the uppercut, and Slark will be free hitting Tusk, and he will be bringing the Tusk down. And also, most probably Spectre, not unless Spectre gets away from it. There's a backup from Treant Protector, and Slark will be escaping. Shadow Dance doing the best of him, and he is rooted right now. Slark jumps away, but then the Spectral Dagger hits. He could be chased. There's the hunt, and Slark will be hunted down by Spectre. It's now 13-17 with a 4K or 3K advantage in net worth for the Dire team. the Dire team, the DIGOS team, getting away with it. There's a signal for a double two-man gank. Spectral Dagger on Omni Knight hits its mark. QQ waiting for the pounce. QOP provides cover, and QQ will be hiding in the woods. Teleport by Spectre, but a pause by Sand King stops everyone in their own tracks. Apparently, there's a little bit more of a technical difficulty. They're having some packet loss, and it's affecting their gameplay. They'll be trying to fix that one out. So again, for those of you who have just signed in, this is your caster and analyst Sensei bringing you the first game between a best of 3 match between Ncgc DIGOS and Ncgc KIDAPAWAN. Again, protagonist, the Dire team as DIGOS, and antagonist team and the Radiant as from KIDAPAWAN. Sand King pushing onto the bottom lane for the Radiant to defend, creating space. And both teams are jungling now for item builds. Omni Knight going for the full support with the Drum of Endurance. Spectre already has the Vanguard, and he'll be going...
Oh, that's nice.
Okay. He already has the Broadsword here. And a signal has been made for the Riverside. There is a site, or free site for the Radiant. And they have seen the Dire team there go down, and it's a 5-man push and hunt for the Radiant. QQ, the nearest one, or the nearest target, but then the signal goes to Tusk. There's a stun, but misses its mark. QQ gets hit instead. The Root has been released, and the Guardian has been released as well. Nobody gets hit by the Bloodrite. The 5-man team from the Dire able to go away into safety, but not without some mini aggressions there. Sand King caught in between, stunned by Beastmaster, and there's gonna be a rupture. And finally, Slark takes down, or Omni Knight takes down the Beastmaster. Slark being hit. There's the ultimate, hitting a couple more. And it's a 3-man down for the Radiant team as the Dire, or the team from DIGOS, pushes on with the objective in sight. Is a tier 2 tower this time. And the couple of survivors here, Spectre and Treant Protector, the tankiest ones, were able to survive that 5-man clash. Sand King will be teleporting out to safety without any stun or disruption from any of the 2 heroes that remains. Slark catches on to Spectre. Spectre runs away. There's a Spectral Dagger for a quick escape through the woods. And Slark will be backing down, sensing that there's a couple more in store for him. There's a stun. Slark jumps away to safety. Shards not catching him, and instead blocks the very defenders there.
Middle tower is under attack.
It has only been a tower for the team from Radiant, and it's in the middle lane.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
As for the Dire, they have been able to push down 3 towers already. A signal has been made to defend the top lane, and a couple more flanks here. Beastmaster has been stunned. There's the Dust. There's a Primal Roar, Crystal Maiden, quick hits and quick kill. Also for the Sand King in escape right now. And Spectre will be targeting the CM instead for a quick, easy kill. POP almost caught there. There is a stun as well as an uppercut by Omni Knight. The Root has been set out, stops all those in teleport, and Slark will, or rather, QOP will be hitting down a couple more heroes there. QOP for the chase. QOP chasing down Tusk. There's the blink in. There's its Snowball. Rage creates space, hits its target, and down goes Tusk. Just like that, like a creep being shouted upon. And there's a couple more attacks here. Beastmaster running away. There's the stun, there is the dust, and there is going to be the last hit from Slark, and it brings Beastmaster to its knees. And with that reward, the team from DIGOS, the Dire team, will be getting yet another tower. On the 22-minute mark, it's a 9k lead from the team from DIGOS, the Protagonist, and they are just pushing lanes and creating space. Spectre still far from being farmed up, not being able to do much damage except for quick single hits. Shards there catching Omni Knight in the middle of it all, but runs away to safety. The 4-man team is up and ready for a push in the mid lane, and Spectre and Bloodseeker waiting for someone to aggro. Backs down a little. They're waiting for the final push, ever so cautious that they might get tangled in the moment and not be able to do anything much about it. The Bloodrite has been set. Nothing gets hit. The signal for QQ or the Trend Protector is there. Sand King just waiting for the epicenter to be popped up. It's already a full team push here in the mid lane. Will somebody defend this mid lane? It's a standoff, and it's been 20 seconds. Nobody has aggro. There's an aggressive warding, defensive warding at that, and they're seeing each other here. Nobody wants to take the risk. It's just a little bit pushed by the creeps here. A couple of hits on the tower, then backs out. There's the shards. Does not connect much. QQ still contemplating whether or not to release the ultimate. Sentry wards. There's the aggression by Beastmaster. There's the stun. The roots have been set out. Bloodrite. Guardian protects everyone, but then the uppercut hits. Does not make any damage. CM for the ultimate. There's the shout, and the hit goes well. Bloodseeker brings down the Omni Knight, the Protector, and then there's the epicenter. It's going to hit Spectre. Spectre shouted at, being hit now. Sand King has been stunned, and Sand King goes down. Spectre teleports out, and there's the final chase off. Slark will be bringing down the Iceman. Crazy messy clash there. Just happening from within the middle, going back to the center near the river, and Slark just sweeps down the defenders. And it's a 27-17 match here on the 24th minute, and it's 9k advantage for the Dire team, the team from DIGOS. So far, the Radiant team has been able to defend their turf quite well. There's a one-on-one action there. Slark not wanting to mess around with Spectre, especially isolated at that. He will get his butt handed to him. So item check, we already have Spectre with the Blade Mail, and we still need a couple more tanky items here. Practically, Radiance could work right now, or maybe something else that makes it more tough or something. Treant Protector going for the full support, just hiding. Slark for the hunting. Queen of Pain, of course, damage resistance down. And burst damage at that. Omni Knight support. So again, for team net worth, we have quite a one-sided game here, going to in favor of the Dire. And the Roshan has been targeted, and I think it's from the Dire. And they'll be going for the Aegis. Radiant out for blood. Smoking up and chasing up the mid lane, hunting down a target. Nearest one as Omni Knight. But then there's Crystal Maiden being seen. Crystal Maiden makes a quick teleport. Primal Roar stops Crystal Maiden, and she dies instantly. unfortunately for Crystal Maiden, she has been discovered, and that smoke will take down one hero, but it's going to do for now. Radiant team sticking together this time. There's strength in numbers, and they are wanting to prove that point. They see no one. ProZai sees everyone. Oh, apparently Sand King has been discovered. There's the snowball and the uppercut. Sand King escapes barely, but then there's the blood right, and there's the heal. Roots as well as free hits will be taking down no one right now. Guardian has been set up. QOP Spectre is going for the kill. The the snowball is hit, and Tusk will be brought down by Slark. The clash continues on the bottom lane as QQ waits for the final moment. QQ not having any ultimate right now. Slark continues the barrage of attacks, the counter attack. Dire counter attacking. Everyone will be teleporting out just in time to prevent any further deaths from the Radiant team. It's now 19 to 28, 12k advantage for the Dire team, and it's the 28-minute mark. And what the Radiant has done a while ago, the Dire will be doing now. A 4-man attack, hunting, fresh blood, and QQ will be the target this time. And it's a quick, clean kill on the Treant Protector. They'll be detouring down the mid lane and will be pushing down the mid, or perhaps going to Roshan. As you can see, the minimap, every now and then, just check the minimap. I'll be drawing some stuff there. And yep, they'll be going for the Roshan. Now this team, the Radiant team, will be going for the defense or just waiting for the Roshan to be brought down, and they'll be defending, or maybe they will be countering or trying to steal the Aegis in the process. It's gonna be too late. Roshan's about to die, and no go. The shards have been set for a block, but Slark gets through it, and Slark will be checking out probable targets there. Slark gets the beast, and they'll be pushing down the middle. Warding has been made, blood right has been set out. Slark is in is oblivious of what's happening there. Slark just continues the barrage there, knowing that the Aegis will be protecting him for another life here. Slark continues for the mid lane tower, and they'll be bringing it down. They'll be backing down a little, probable healing for now, and yep, they'll not be pushing up the tier 3 tower, and instead they will be defending their lanes and providing cover and creating space. Iteming up, it's already good that they were able to bring down the tower. Slowly and systematically, they are doing this pretty well. Already Slark has a ton of items here. The Echo Saber and the Silver Edge gives him that edge during hunts and single pick-offs, and it has taught the Radiant to stick together this time. And at that, they have smoked up, and they'll be hunting down heroes, but Sand King is quick to his feet and teleports out to safety. Slark out for another kill. Chances upon Spectre, waits for the right time. First hit, there's a leap, and the Blade Mail does damage to Slark. Slark is about to go down, but then there's a backup, a 3-man backup from the Dire team, and a heal at that, just rubbing salt on the wound. The Spectre, the tankiest hero of them all, just goes down, and the rupture has been set on Slark. Blood right. Slark stops in its tracks. Root has been set out. Guardian, early quick out. And then there's a Primal Roar. Bloodright catches. 3 in the middle. 1 goes down. A couple of them, rather. Aegis has been popped out. CM is dead. But then Queen of Pain will be attacking and providing cover. Burst damage. Defensive Bloodright pushes the attackers away. It's a one-on-one exchange.
Radiant's top tower is under
And they are continuing their assault just at the bottom of the steps. And the defenders are ready for action. And it will be a standoff for now. Slark gets the double damage rune. And I think he'll be ready to rock and roll again. QOP just giving out screams after screams. Providing the pressure on the mid lane. Slark gets cocky, goes in, dives in.
are fortified.
He is rooted by Trent Protector. The leap is there. Trent Protector is caught there and he will be hiding. Spectre, Blade Mail out. Discovered, and there's the epicenter hitting 1, 2, 3, and 4. 2 goes down. The Sonic Wave is up. The root is also activated, but Slark continues the barrage. And QOP hunts down the 3-man, and it's a 4-man down for the Radiant. Dire team continues the assault, and they'll be taking down the tier 3 tower in the mid lane. The Pounce has caught Bloodseeker, and Bloodseeker will be put to sleep by Slark. Or no, rather by QOP. It's a 5-man sweep, ladies and gentlemen, by a team from DIGOS, and they'll be pushing down the middle, and I think they will be finishing this game right about now, and they will not be backing down. It's still a couple of seconds before the earliest revival happens, or rather they will be taking down all 3 lanes, providing a mega creep. I think they'll be wanting to have a more secure outcome rather than just push down the middle.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack. Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen.
3 defenders are about to go online. Counter attack by QOP provides cover as the others from the Dire team goes up and detours for the top lane. But no, rather they would rather have a fight fest and slugfest at that. Slark just providing enough cover and attack there. CM shut down from having that ultimate, but Slark is still a force to be reckoned with. There's a spam by CM, and the Guardian protects everyone else from the Dire team as QQ runs away to safety, and Omni Knight just provides healing cover there. Slark detours. I'm quite surprised they didn't push down the middle lane right away. They had about 40 seconds before at least three of the defenders would be alive, and their ultimates were online. They're able to just reduce the mid lane into rubble. A couple of towers as well as the Ancient with Slark there, and QOP providing cover as well as Omni Knight. I'm quite surprised they wanted this game to be a little bit longer. Or rather, they did not go for the objective in the top lane, but I guess they wanted it to be a more secure game rather than a risky one. So DIGOS just systematically and taking it slowly but surely. Slark being set out and hunts down Spectre. Spectre gets away, but then gets caught in the pounce. Spectre will be running away to safety. Slark trying to catch, does not hit its mark. Slark will be taking down that Sigil instead. QQ, wrong place to be as the Dire team pushes down the top lane this time around, and Slark will be ruptured. QOP providing cover. Slark in Blade Dance caught by the roots. There's the snowball. There's a stun. Snowball charges to Sand King. Gets hit. Yules on QOP. QOP being able to just jump away to safety as the others here will be taking down the the top lane. Spectre catching Omni Knight. Omni Knight tanking it out. epicenter with a blink, pushing the defenders away as they go for the kill of the tower. But a buyback from Tusk signals that the fight is still on and they will not give up without a fight. Tusk providing cover for the mid lane. The attackers are just backing down for now, and it's a no-go. However, the creeps there just brought down. Rather, it's already a GG call by the other team, and it's going to be a win for Protagonist, the team from DIGOS, just besting out the other team. And okay, it's a 37th minute mark, and we have Protagonist, or the team from DIGOS, just getting that first game. And what probably happened is that they had good heroes. Don't get me wrong. Antagonist had good heroes. It was designed for the late game and a very, very combo dependent at that. However, I think the mid lane or the Bloodseeker was not able to farm up well in the mid lane. QOP was just better in the mid lane. Bloodseeker may have had a couple of kills here and there with QOP, but then QOP was able to get around and just be more mobile and bring down easy kills, especially Spectre not being able to farm up well. Spectre was forced to be engaged in early fights, especially around the 12th to 14th minute mark, as well as the 22nd minute mark. Spectre was supposed to be farming up until most probably a little bit later, or maybe be given a little bit more time to farm up in the jungle, but then the team from DIGOS were too aggressive to prevent any farming up from the jungles of the Radiant, and that caused a little bit more challenge for them, even with a Treant there to provide cover as well as eyes for the enemy team. A couple or three times he has been discovered by, of course, aggressive warding of sentries, and I think a little bit more synchronization from their part, the combination of their skills would have been able to stop the team from DIGOS, and I think that's gonna be the reason why they lost. However, good call for Protagonist from DIGOS. They just had to be aggressive from the start until the end, and it paid off. GG has been called by Antagonist around 37 minutes, and that's it for game 1. Stay tuned for game 2 as we continue with the best of 3 series here in the Ncgc Esports Live for face-off between Ncgc DIGOS and Ncgc KIDAPAWAN, and we'll be back shortly, so stay with us. Hello and welcome back to this Ncgc Esports Face-Off every Wednesdays. It's between team from DIGOS and KIDAPAWAN. It's protagonist against antagonist, and this is game 2 of a best of 3 series here in Ncgc Esports, and we welcome you. I am your caster and analyst, Sensei. So here in game 2, we have the protagonist, the team from DIGOS in the Radiant side, and we have antagonist, the KIDAPAWAN team from the Dire, and we have picks from the Radiant such as Clockwork, Silencer, Magnus, and Storm Spirit. As for the Dire team, it is Earth Spirit, Venomancer, Jakiro, and still for a 4th pick. As for the bans, the Radiant team has banned Windranger, Leviathan, or Tide Hunter. Hello for those Dota 1 fans out there. We have Zeus, Warlock, Chaos Knight, and Anti-Mage. And the blocks or the bans for the Dire team, we have Sand King, we have Invoker, we have Omni Knight, we have QOP, and we have Tusk. Apparently the Dire team just does, they don't want any of those heroes again. Sand King, Omni Knight, Queen of Pain, and Tusk. So it's a clear cut there. And they have their 4th pick, it's Lina. So just a little bit of trivia, or rather before that, yeah, we have the 6th ban, we have Juggernaut. And while waiting for the 5th pick for the Dire, again with Dota lore, I'm not sure if this is confirmed or not, if this is canon or not, but I think, yeah, there's some plausibility with the Arcana of Juggernaut that there, if you could see, there would be 2 dragons encircling Juggernaut. Well, some have said that those 2 dragons are the 2-headed dragons. As you can see, one is blue, one is a little bit glowing. And if you could read up on that or just watch YouTube videos, I think there would be some people who would be giving that idea or just thinking that it's like that. And also, we have a 5th pick here, Sven and Phantom Assassin for the Radiant. And now the hero picks are up and ready. For the Dire, we have EM as Earth Spirit, Mad is Venomancer, QQ is Jakiro, Autocore is Lina, Memezuku is Sven, Zai is Clockwork, Zaddy is Silencer, Kian is Magnus, Kuzu is Storm Spirit, and Rage as Phantom Assassin. And now Phantom Assassin sporting Arcana and also Lina. So we'll have a flashy game at that. And this is game 2 of a best of 3 series. Will it be a sweep by the protagonist or DIGOS team against the antagonist team from KIDAPAWAN, or will the antagonist team be able to stop the team from DIGOS and force a game 3? So game 2, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, let's get it on. Okay, so there's a pause in the start, a little bit of delay or packet loss again. Yeah. Anyway, as I was saying a while ago, in the first game, Spectre, as I've said, is most probably the future self of the PA. Something about the Arcana of PA, the Manifold Paradox, the one that is being played right now by PA. Apparently, I think there's a story behind that. Oracle was one of the targets for Phantom Assassin, but then Phantom Assassin was able to think about if she would be able to kill, or she would be killing Oracle or not, as Oracle was able to mention the name of Phantom Assassin and stopped Phantom Assassin. She realized somebody knew about her dark secret. There's a lot of things happening in the Dota universe. The lore is rich and very, very wonderful. It's worth reading about, or it's worth watching in YouTube and what have you. And speaking of YouTube, as soon as you're able to watch this in YouTube, FB, or Twitch, make sure that you hit the like button, follow, do whatever you can to be subscribed. Of course, here in YouTube/Ncgc Esports. Click the subscribe button so that you get notified of upcoming castings here as well as other videos in our channel. As for the YouTube, you have youtube.com/Ncgc Esports. Make sure you follow and like that button so that you get notified if there's a live casting. And as well as Twitch TV, twitch.tv/Ncgc Esports. So there you have it. Three platforms. You could just sign up for all those three. Click the like button, follow, or what have you, so long as you get notified of our videos being uploaded as soon as possible. So be part of our team, be part of our family, be part of the Ncgc experience, and we welcome you here in Ncgc. Okay. So Antagonist being aggressive this time. There's a set. Misses Magnus. Earth Spirit just missing its mark. Quick sidestep by Magnus. A push rather on Jakiro. And it will be rune phase over. And it's lane phase now in session. So we have the mid lane. Lina and Storm Spirit. But not without Earth Spirit. Flanking. But still too early. There's the ward. And he will be seen. There's the roll. There's the stun. Misses his mark. Storm Spirit backs down a little. Hits a couple on Earth Spirit. And sends Earth Spirit back. Lina is now being shared with experience here. Earth Spirit getting a couple of hits more. Early aggression on the top lane. Also here, Venomancer and Silencer dancing in between the trees. There's a cog. Clockwork gets burned up. There's the roll by Earth Spirit. And QQ will be bringing the Clockwork down. The time has stopped ticking for the Clockwork. And now Magnus will be burned as well by Jakiro. Jakiro backing down with Sven ready for the stun, but not without the cogs there by Clockwork for a defensive strategy. 3-man on the top lane, but not without Earth Spirit transferring to the bottom lane. And there's a pause by Storm Spirit. Apparently, Protagonists or the DIGOS team experiencing some packet loss and delays in their game, and they have just asked for a small break for ping and latency issues. And as we are still on pause, a couple of shoutouts and greetings would be going out. Clockwork providing a block there for the creeps. The cogs provide excellent stoppage there. Sven will be chased out by Clockwork. Sven still not providing the stun, and instead backs down. Very aggressive bottom lane here. The Radiant, the protagonists, are just handing it over to the antagonist. Venomancer and Earth Spirit just getting the brunt of the attacks. There's a couple of flanks here. QQ and Zai meet each other. And Sven will be chased down, covered by Jakiro. Magnus will be backing down. The tower will be providing cover. And no go, no dice. No one gets down tonight. Early aggression again here. Zai gets handed it to him. Jakiro providing excellent cover as well as damage output. Pushing the top lane down. Antagonist being aggressive on the top lane while Protagonist being aggressive on the bottom lane. There's a teleport out by Silencer. No stun is about to happen. And Venomancer fails to kill the Silencer. On another note, Clockwork is able to defend himself to safety with a well-placed cogs, and again it's a frustrated kill by the Dire team for Clockwork. So the 3-man push on the top lane is still continued by the Dire team. Antagonist wanting to secure the safe lane of the opponent. and it's still a slugfest. There's still no one being brought down right now.
Oh, sweet.
On the bottom lane, we have PA just fending for herself, and it's going to be bad later on if PA is allowed to do this. No one is defending the bottom lane, and Antagonist has to step it up and just prevent PA from farming up. Protagonist being aggressive all throughout the game might be too much for the Antagonist to handle later on. So again, game 1 has been claimed by Protagonist, a team from DIGOS, and this is game 2, and we'll be seeing if this continues to a game 3, or will the team from DIGOS shut down the KIDAPAWAN team for good on a 2-0 streak. Clockwork being discovered there, gets the rune, escapes away, chases down QQ. QQ steals the other side's rune, and she gets away.
Coin for me.
It's an exchange of runes, and it's going to be balanced for this round. Even with the early aggression from their part. Oh, wait, there you go. There's a stun, a timely level 6 from Lina, and a quick Laguna Blade sends Shivers down Storm Spirit's body, and he just goes down for the count quickly. Also, Silencer being ganked upon by a couple of them. Goes back down. Jakiro has been skewered, and he will be dying in the process. Sven is backing out. Earth Spirit being chased by Silencer, rolls out to safety. Prozai, Clockwork chasing Sven. Sven runs away. Silence hit by Silencer, still tough to handle. Earth Spirit provides cover, well, from behind the trees, that is. And a 3-man counter attack or counter defense is about to happen. Sven with HP up. There's a burn for Clockwork, does not catch QQ. Sven ready for the stun, waits for the right time. Earth Spirit ready to roll, and Silencer is in a bad position to be flanked by Jakiro. There's the damage. There's a stun. As I was saying, Silencer is in a very bad position, and he will go down just like that. Paper in a wet blanket, or rather in a wet blanket, but not without Sven. Chased down by Magnus, and a couple of hits, but then there's a stun. However, Zai brings down the Earth Spirit, also chases down Jakiro as Sven teleports out to safety. There's a blink, there's a stun, there's the slice, and PA also brings down Jakiro. It's a 3-3 game in the 7-minute mark, and it is still very, very, very early to say who has a greater advantage for this game. Each team having their own merits during those clashes. And for the kills, we have Clockwork there. A couple of kills from the top lane a while ago. It's the 3-man push. Still on the top lane. Lina signaling for a counter, or rather a flank. Clockwork just standing there. Oddly, just checking out, and gets seen by Lina. Lina will be giving chase, but Zai will be going up the steps. There's a signal, signaling the others that a lot of the teammates are there, or the other teammates are there. Signals to go back on their lanes and just get ready for a counter gank on the top or bottom lane as the Radiant team flanks Venomancer. Storm Spirit gets discovered by this little Plague Ward. Good boy. PA onto attack, but then gets stunned. There's a critical hit. Stun is still on cooldown. There's the dagger. Earth Spirit misses its mark. Phantom Assassin will be able to run out to safety and just farm up better. And the team from the Dire will be backing down to their own side of the jungle and wait for another counter attack. On the bottom lane, Venomancer is able to hold out a couple of the Protagonist team, with also Clockwork being damaged by Venomancer, but then unfortunately for Venomancer, there's nothing he could do to stop the teleport out by Clockwork. So Clockwork will just be watching as Venomancer would be desperately trying to kill him. Phantom Assassin, flashy attire there. There is the silence. There's the dagger, hits its critical mark. Sven just bleeds blood, and Assassin will be taunting. Another dagger, silence. Earth Spirit missing its mark again. Rolling ball does not hit anyone. There's another stun. Sven is in dire straits. There's a blink in for the kill, but then there's a stun as well as the ice path. There's the final dagger, does not kill Sven. Critical does not process, but then the Blinken does, and it kills Sven. The Rogue Knight goes down as well as the Silencer, and now the chase is on. It's a 2-on-2 attack. There's the stun by Lina. There's the final wave, and the critical hit just smashes Earth Spirit into the Spirit World. Storm Spirit tries to avenge his fallen comrades, just warps in and out. The stun is out, but then the triple kill is out by Kuzu. Phantom Assassin killing, assassinating, but then he will just have to die down and stop existing for now. She had too much. But she had a little bit too much to handle. She got 3, but at the cost of her life. Well, that's the life of a Phantom Assassin. You could read up more about them. A Sister of the Veil. There's a good story behind that. Apparently, they're like those mindless assassins being brainwashed to just kill whoever is being targeted or given by the Sisterhood, and they have no life other than kill targets. So I think that's what Phantom Assassin is doing right now. Just kill 5 of these targets continuously.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So again, going back to the lore, you could check out on those YouTube and other websites. The lore, it's really good. Everyone's connected here. So again, it is game 2 of the best of 3 series between Ncgc Davao and Ncgc KIDAPAWAN. Davao was able to get 1, and now Kuzu was able to bring down again what we have just seen. The Phantom Assassin was able to bring down the Venomancer. Quick block by Clockwork there as he runs to safety, and no go. Item check.
Dire's
Well,
middle
Sven
tower
has
is
for
under attack.
farming purposes. We have Jakiro, not much other than wards. Lina, not much except for that Laguna Blade, of course. A couple with the magic stick. Storm Spirit, still looking for items. Okay. And Phantom Assassin still not having much of an, or she is going for the Battle Fury right away. Okay.
Top is up to something.
The Phantom Assassin out for blood right away during clashes. That dagger is about to get ugly and deadly, and nobody should stick together. So, especially that crit as it gets processed and it activates during the Spectral Dagger, rather the dagger, and yeah, the Battle Fury will work its wonders. So we'll have to wait and see what happens later.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
There you have it. Battle Fury online and ready to kill some heroes.
Haste!
Okay, so each team just facing off each other across the river, and no one wants to risk it and push a little bit beyond their side. It's a little bit more cautious, a little bit slower game as compared to game 1. Well, for the early part, that is. And they are just farming up, and it is for the better of Radiant to farm up, especially with hard carries like PA.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So both sides having hitters as well as splash damage. We have Sven on the dire side, while we have PA on the other side, but PA is squishier, not without the BKB, and it might get ugly later on if PA is not stopped in her tracks.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Anyway, cocky move there by Magnus, and Magnus will be taunting the other team to engage. There's aggression by Storm Spirit. There's a stun, but then gets hooked. Hook shot, and Clockwork is stunned, but then Storm Spirit is able to get out. There's a silence, and Lina will be brought down to justice, and Lina will die down at the hands of Clockwork. Storm Spirit out, back in. There's the stun, and there's the attack. There's the dagger. Warps out, but then Storm Spirit gets hit and does not survive that attack.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Phantom
under
Assassin taunting Venomancer. There is a flank. Venomancer is caught. There's the stun. Rather, there's the dagger as well as the blink in, and it brings down the Venomancer. And it is a 4-1 exchange there. Again, a 4-1 exchange in favor of the Radiant.
middle tower is under attack.
And they will not be pushing with the tower. They will be out for blood. They want to kill as much heroes as possible. Yeah, they did not go for the tower. They're getting too cocky.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant are scanning.
There's the flare. Clockwork gets himself discovered. Sven
Dire's bottom
hides
tower
by the
is
trees,
under
does
attack.
not get discovered yet. There he goes. He's seen. There's the stun. But then Earth Spirit is able to do not much damage, and now Phantom Assassin is in dire straits as Lina provides cover. Free hits. The Laguna Blade just sends Magnus away for some time. Well, they got too cocky, and they got it. They really had it coming to them. I think they deserved it, just to say the least. They got too cocky. They had a 4-1 advantage down by the middle lane a while ago, and they did not push against the tower. They just wanted to rub salt on the wound and hunt down for Sven. Unfortunately for them, the heroes from the Dire team were able to recover already and just
Radiant's
respawn,
top
and
tower
they
has
just
fallen.
got their revenge on the top lane, and it's a 3-hero revenge at that. So I guess it's a little lesson for them to be more cautious. Just do what they were able to do a while ago in the first game. They had it more systematic and a little bit more careful, and it has been working wonders. And now there is an Ice Path by Jakiro, a 3-1 or rather 4-1 gank with a Laguna Blade against the Clockwork. Clockwork had it coming again. He was already seen at the first moment, and he did not know that everyone was on to him. The team from KIDAPAWAN playing much more careful this time, and they're able to provide cover for each one, and it's been paying off with a 12-all game on the 18th minute mark, and they are faring better this time than a while ago in the first game. Lina
Radiant's bottom
bottled
tower is
bottled
under
up
attack.
invisibility, not using it yet. 7 seconds before the Laguna Blade is online and ready for action. Sven will be farming up on the stacks, and it's going to do good for him. Quick items from here on. BKB is already ready for delivery, And we'll see on the next clash what
Dire's
happens.
middle tower is under attack.
18 minutes. And we are seeing a 5-on-5 clash right away. This game is gonna get good. And it's gonna get ugly for the other team. And now the smoke is up. Lina for the bait. And Lina will be egging the others to take the bait. There's the stun. Okay, Phantom Assassin has been discovered. There's the Ice Path. There's the Macropyre, does not hit. Storm Spirit, and the silence is up. The stun is about and ready, but then PA is stunned and goes down. Sven is dealing damage. Earth Spirit goes down, but then the team from the Dire is able to counter what's happening, and it's going to be a 3-2. But then in the turn of events, Venomancer delivers a couple of final blows on the Radiant team as the team from KIDAPAWAN
Bottom tower is under attack.
just emerges victorious.
Are fortified.
What happened? Venomancer just dealt it. Well placed final attack by Venomancer, and it brings a couple of the heroes down, the last heroes from the Radiant team. And it's a sweep, and they'll be doing what the other team did not do a while ago, and they will be taking down a tower after a good fight. Good show of defense and counter, or rather attack there by the Dire team. They were about to go down, but then they emerged victorious and they just sustained the attack. And now Clockwork failing to catch its target.
Which my matriarch will prize.
Antagonist continues to rack up net worth. It's already 4K into the game. Their team net worth surpasses the other. And as for the items here for the carries, we'll see. Okay, we already have the Hood of Defiance, and things about to get interesting. But while it still isn't, let's check the items. Sven already is a little bit more buff than usual. There's the Blacking Bar as well as the Mask of Madness. And, well, Venomancer apparently has a Hood of Defiance that prevented them from getting ganked a while ago. So that's it for the 21-minute mark, mid-game.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
There's the Flare discovering Sven. And again, both teams are on standoff on their own side of the river, letting the creeps just do their work. And T1 from the top lane is about to go down, and no one's defending it. And they would rather farm up and stack creeps. Well, there's Venomancer providing cover, but then too late. Lina ready for the burst attack, smoked up and ready. Sven taking the bait, farming up,
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
looking so innocent, and nobody's taking the bait. No one wants to take the bait if it's a tank, so yeah, nobody wants to bully up a big
Dire's
bully
middle tower has
unless
been
you're really
downed.
cocky at that. And look at that, the Radiant team just didn't mind Sven farming up in the bottom lane. Well, it could have been Earth Spirit, but then Earth Spirit would be better off with a roll from behind and stun up your alley.
Can't outrun a wildfire.
And the team from the Dire will be pushing down the bottom lane. Lina waiting to pounce. Radiant team
Radiant's
will
bottom
be
tower is
defending
under
and
attack.
will be called up to arms, and they will be sending a flare.
Are fortified.
Glyph has been
Dire
activated.
structures are
3 man plus 1 flanker.
Radiant's bottom tower
Up
is
and
under
ready.
attack.
PA for the flank, waiting for the last hit. There is a silence, but then Sven is silenced, but free hits does not stop him. Storm Spirit rages in. There's the Ice Path Macropyre, and there is the ultimate from Earth Spirit, just bringing down a couple, but losing 3 in the process. Final hit, and Kuzu continues to assassinate hero after hero. He is already a little bit hard to deal with right now, and It's going to be difficult if this continues, and the Dire team has to have much more to think about how to bring the PA down. PA has been quick to decide not to be involved right away, just flank and just target the stragglers as soon as a clash happens, no matter if the other teammates go down and die in the process. As long as the other heroes from the other team, of course the other team is going to be ripe for the picking, then in goes Phantom Assassin with a dagger blink combo, and a lucky crit would be sending them down to 6 feet under. PA already has a Black King bar for that clash, and also a triple strike Stifling Dagger. Imagine 3 Stifling Daggers with a crit as well as a Battle Fury, and all 5 heroes from the other team just ganked up in the middle. Then that amplifies to fatal levels. So they have to have quite a they have to be distanced apart.
Double damage.
So the smoke is up for the Dire team. They'll be trying again. Sentry wards up and about. They see wards there. There you go. Also, the Dire team is in the middle and they're being flanked by the ones on top lane, and it's not a nice sight. And well, yeah, they backed out a little away from the flanking radius, and it's going to be safe for them. A counter smoke now by the Radiant team. PA ready to pounce in. The flare has been set out. They're knocking on by the riverside. Nobody's answering as those at home are just busy fending off creep after creeps here on the top lane. And the flare has been set. They know now that a couple of heroes are on the top lane, and they'll be making a detour probably here. As you can see in the minimap, this might most probably be the thing they will be doing. Not unless the other team will be deterring themselves first here. And there you have it. The signal has been set. And the clash will happen on the end of this point. This one, as you can see. And the smoke has been set out. Smoke up. No one's smoking up.
Missing middle.
Okay. No smoke is up, but then Sven is invisible. Again, if the detour doesn't happen here, it happens on this area. And then there's the aggression. QQ wondering where it is. PA just happens to be there. The Laguna Blade is up and about on Phantom Assassin. Storm Spirit damaging, blinking in and out. And there is the ward stun again by Lina, and Sven will be taking down the Storm Spirit. Also, Magnus in dire straits, a couple of them just chasing out. And Clockwork will be running away to safety, but then the roll is up on Earth Spirit. Misses his mark, there's the flare, but then free hits and silence. Clockwork is no good. Earth Spirit missing its mark again. Force Staff, there's the block. Goes away, the stun by Sven just hits its target. A straight from Sven is still a painful punch. And Clockwork stops sticking again. (19-23) on the 28-minute mark, and it is the team from KIDAPAWAN on the lead with kills. But as for the net worth, it is just about equal with less than 1,000 for the Radiant team. It's still anyone's ball game. However, item-wise, Sven is quite farmed up. Magnus also is. Storm Spirit a little bit, yeah. But then it is Phantom Assassin that is very, very dangerous right now. there is the Skadi, there is the Battle Fury, there is a Black King Bar, as well as the Hood of Defiance, just to prolong her resilience during clashes. Not to mention that Blur, and I think no one is having a MKB yet. So I think clash-wise, not unless Phantom Assassin is just brought down right away with a clean and burst attack or kill, they might get it handed to them, as Phantom Assassin will be able to activate items. So it's a battle of stun, quick hits, and focused fire on PA. Well, maybe a couple of free hits from Sven as soon as the BKB is activated. But other than that, it's going to be quite difficult, especially if Jakiro does not deliver the damage, the area damage, the Ice Path, the Fire, and the Macro Fire. They have to do it in a lane or in a very enclosed space, not by the river. It's very, very, very open. Jakiro has to have the clash in a very tight space, maybe a pathway up the stairs or maybe between the trees, not by the river where it's very open and where everyone could just scatter in all directions, and Jakiro will not be maximizing the damage there. Well, Lina has just one target. It has to be PA right away before the BKB is activated, but not without a stun to stop PA from moving and just activating the BKB. So that choreography of skills and timing will be a burden for the Dire team, and they have to do it flawlessly should they want to bring PA down and just sweep off the rest of the team. It would be easier that way. And while they are busy pushing down the bottom lane, PA is busy dancing with Roshan here. Venomancer ready to pounce, ready to steal. PA gets away, knowing that there are a couple heroes there.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
While they are forced on a face-off or standoff in the mid lane, the bottom lane sees the demise of the tier 2 tower. So it's another plus for the Dire team, the team from KIDAPAWAN, and it's still a 1k advantage for the team worth still too small, and one good clash could change it all. PA continues to dance with Roshan. There's the flare, and there's an almost steal there. Earth Spirit almost stealing that. There's the dagger, there's a silence, and there's a free hit. Storm Spirit providing cover damage, and PA just continues to hack and slash. There's the hook shot, there's the stun, and there is the quick hits. But then Lina gets it handed to her rather than her handing it down to PA, and PA deals the final blow also with Sven, and it's a triple kill, a 4-man sweep, a 4-0 exchange, all in favor of the Radiant team. It's a sudden turn of event. This clash is what I was telling a while ago. It's still too early, and one good clash could change it all, and PA delivers that change. Change has come, and it is in the form of Lakad Matatag. PA covered with Pro Rage here. Storm Spirit providing cover. Of course, a very timely silence there by Silencer. And they'll be bringing down the tier 3 tower as well as a couple of the barracks there, and it's already a plus for the creeps on the middle lane. They'll be now making a detour and going for the tier 2 tower, as you can see in the minimap. And we have Storm Spirit taking the bait, being used as a bait. And the top tier 2 tower will be down for the Dire, and it's another reward for the Radiant. The team from DIGOS being able to pull that clash. Almost a failed Roshan attack, and it was almost stolen by Earth Spirit, but then it was just half a second late, and Earth Spirit had to roll out to safety right away, but not without the clash happening. And the chase down has been set on the mid lane by the river on the Dire side, and it cost the Dire 3 of their heroes, or rather 4 of their heroes, and they also lost a barracks, or a couple of barracks, as well as the tier 3 tower on the middle lane. 2-man gank on the Clockwork. There is the Cogs. Clockwork will be getting out, but then PA on the other side just gets down to business and kills Earth Spirit. Silencer providing cover for Clockwork. And Phantom Assassin will be flanking the couple of attackers here. Lina is about to go sushi, but then Lina is invisible. Storm Spirit scouring the area. Lina almost out of invisibility, ticking down, and now she teleports out to safety. Close call. Lina was about to get sliced and diced, but she manages to get away from it at the wrath of the Phantom Assassin, and they will be pushing up the tier 2 tower of the bottom lane.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Flare does not see anyone except creeps, and it's a go for the Radiant team to put down this tower for good. The tides have turned in the 35-minute mark. It is already 11k team net worth advantage by the DIGOS team. Apparently what's supposed to have been a rather indecisive game yet during the 30 or 25-minute mark just became evident in favor of the DIGOS team, as the clash after the Roshan kill just cost the entire team their tier 3 tower as well as 4 deaths, and it's now 11k advantage. As for the items, there you have it. Jakiro just taunted there with the Glimmer Cape. Phantom Assassin waiting for things to happen. Critical on Lina. Phantom Assassin taunting. Dagger with the blink in, but then there's a BKB stun, is a no-go. Storm Spirit chases down Lina with a BKB. They're also a no-go, and they will be pushed back down onto the steps. The silence is out and ready. Earth Spirit, and also the stun catches Phantom Assassin. The Laguna Blade brings down the Aegis instead, and now Lina will be bought back. Phantom Assassin will be running away, but not without Zai bringing down this Rogue Knight.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Lina without ultimate now. There's a stun, catches Phantom Assassin. There's a breath, but then does not really matter much. There's the dagger. There's a blink on Lina. The stun is happening, and there is a critical on Lina. Lina just gets sliced up like sushi. Finally, sushi has been served up on the platter of the Dire team, and it does not taste good for them. Quite bitter and salty at that. Phantom Assassin continues the attack on the barracks, brings down the ranged barracks. Ice Path stuns Phantom Assassin. Phantom Assassin does not care at all, and they'll be pushing on, and they'll be destroying this other barracks. The silence has been set out by Silencer. Ice Path does not catch anyone, and they will be bringing down this tower in about a few seconds, but then the blink in for Venomancer happens, and the critical happens, and also the stun or dagger. Critical at that, another critical at that, and Venomancer and the dragon, or the two-headed dragon, is also served up as a dessert from that sushi Lina that we saw a while ago. It's now 4-0 exchange. Sven is alive from sleep, and the dagger catches Sven, does not hit. Phantom Assassin gets stunned there. Dagger, Ice Path on the Silencer. Phantom Assassin crit processing. Does not matter, and he will be diving in, and he will be killed, or she will be killed by the fountain. but not without their base being decimated. Silencer being seen here, teleports out, caught in the ice path, and he will be dying in a few seconds unless Magnus will be providing cover. Silencer taunting the silence. There's the final hit, there's the wave. They're just playing around Silencer like a small kitten. Silencer just stands there. The silence has been done. He just they're just playing around. Okay, that was a unique thing to watch. Yeah, Silencer dancing with Sven and Magnus. I think Silencer already knew he was dying. So anyway, again we have seen a demolishing of the bottom and mid lane tier 3 tower and barracks there. Phantom Assassin, being too cocky, was pushing way beyond his safety zone, and he just dived in by the fountain, and yeah, she died. So recap, it's now 33 to 26 on the 39th minute mark, almost the 40-minute mark, and it's a 22k advantage for the team from DIGOS Protagonist. And another clean kill happening there. Two-man gank, and it brings Lina down. It seems like the momentum of the Dire team has just waned to obscurity.
Illusion.
Phantom Assassin ganked by 3, but then Clockwork to the rescue. There is the dust. Cog is out. Phantom Assassin looks for a target to put her dagger in. Chases heroes.
Boom! There it goes.
Okay. Phantom Assassin not minding Venomancer. Venomancer is practically not much of a target for her anymore. While on the river, Jakiro is being chased by 4 heroes, and Jakiro will be ganked by 4. There's the ice path prolonging his life, but then Jakiro will be just standing there waiting his demise, and yep, I think that will be it. But then there is the Magnetize, not dealing much damage anyway. He will be punished, he will go down. Sven is just standing now. There is the reverse polarity, and PA will be killing hero after hero now. It has been a good game. They have just lost their will to live. They did not even finish, or just, yeah, they just waited for the inevitable to happen. And they will be bowing down to Protagonist DIGOS, and it's a GG 2-0 win by DIGOS against KIDAPAWAN. So, post-game analysis. PA happened. That's simple. Sven was not able to stun with a combination, of course, or the stunners. They had a lot of stunners. They had 3 stunners rather for the Dire team, and they were not able to utilize them well. And it was PA that would be, who would be defining the moment about the 32-minute mark during that clash. As soon as the Roshan was about to get killed, that final attempt of the Earth Spirit to get the Aegis did not go well, and the other teammates from the Dire team just cashed in. They just had to brawl it out, and apparently PA was too much for them. The BKB, the Scatty, as well as the Abyssal Blade and the Satanic. It was a very, very buffed up PA. Of course, with the silence as well as the other hits from the Storm Spirit, it was too much for them. Squishy heroes at that. Venomancer and Lina, very squishy, as well as Jakiro. It was only Sven that could dish out a little bit more damage and tankiness, and apparently it was too much for them. And as we have seen, about the 40-minute mark, they just stopped caring about themselves and just played along until the end of the game. And finally, they just had to say GG and just bow down and hand the win over to DIGOS. So that's it. So PA was left to fend for herself at the bottom lane, even in the start of the early game. And it was not a good sign right away. They were just too busy. And I think that's it for the face-off between protagonist of DIGOS and antagonist of KIDAPAWAN. Congratulations to DIGOS. And they have just swept the game of the best-of-3 series with a 2-0 run against a KIDAPAWAN team. Both teams played well, and we hope to see you again next week, Wednesday, for another face-off. And stay tuned so that as soon as we are able to hand out or just post up the next match, you have to be subscribed to our Facebook page, YouTube page, as well as the Twitch TV. So here are the details. It's twitch.tv/Ncgc Esports. Sign up and be a part of that. Also for Facebook, it's facebook.com/Ncgc Esports. Make sure you like and follow our page so that you could get notified as soon as we are live and ready. And of course, in our YouTube page, youtube.com/Ncgc Esports. Also, make sure to click the subscribe button. If there's a bell, also click that bell. As soon as we are live and broadcasting, you would be the first ones to know. But make sure to subscribe. Spread the good word around to your friends and families and what have you, that we at Ncgc Esports here in Davao City are already up and ready to bring about the latest cast and esport casting for you guys. So we hope to see you around again next week. And again, thank you very much for watching. This is your caster and analyst, Sensei, signing off. See you then.